He said it too many times.
A mother says her daughter's killer threatened the teen for months before he eventually shot her. 17-year-old LaShonda Childs died early this morning after the shooting we brought you as breaking news yesterday afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Cheryl McHenry.
I'm James Brown. Dayton police arrested Trendle Goodwin last night.
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. LaShonda Childs was a beautiful, young, confident, vibrant 17-year-old girl. Described by her family as the life of the party, LaShonda was a girly girl who was always interested in beauty and style. She was also an entrepreneur and owner of the Beauty Bender. She was known to do hair, makeup, lashes, waxes, facials, eyebrows, nails, whatever you needed she had. She was literally a one-stop shop. In the fall of 2017, LaShonda began dating 20-year-old Trendle Goodwin. The relationship started out great until LaShonda learned Trendle was really 28 and not 20. At that point, she tried to break off the relationship, but Trendle did not take it well at all. I mean, this guy legit turned stalker. He would call her up to 70 times per day. He would text her, and if he couldn't reach her, he would reach out to her mother, her brother, any of her family members that he thought knew of her whereabouts. In February of 2018, Trendle was arrested after LaShonda told police he hit her in the face and bit her left shoulder after they argued about text messages involving another woman. When police arrived, LaShonda had abrasions over the right side of her neck and a bloody nose. Trendle was sentenced to 180 days for a misdemeanor assault, but he only served 19 days before he was released and ordered to attend counseling and have no contact with LaShonda. LaShonda was very vocal on social media about the abuse that she was experiencing. In one Facebook post, she wrote, "All jokes aside, everybody wants a crazy guy until he got you hiding and dodging bullets. If you see the signs, don't ignore it, y'all. Domestic violence is real, not just in movies. This guy has broke several phones, busted out windows, followed me from my house to wherever, bit me several times, threw me into walls, made me walk places with a gun to my back, and put my stuff in a sewer. He's held me hostage in a house and didn't let me leave, sat and waited at abandoned houses and watched me, pulled my whole sew-in off, leaving bald spots, all that. Now he done set my hair on fire and shot up my house, and that ain't even half the stuff that he's done." And yes, she did say shot up her house, because in September of 2018, Trendle fired shots at LaShonda's home. Luckily, no one was hurt, but you can tell at this point this guy had completely lost his mind. LaShonda goes on to say that's not even half of the stuff that he has done to her. And she warns other women, "Please do not ignore the signs. I should have left this guy a long time ago. Now I'm not even safe in my own home." I mean, these are words from a girl that was clearly scared. She didn't even feel safe in her own home. That is so sad. I mean, we can clearly see that his violent behavior was gradually increasing with each incident. He went from biting and slapping to holding a gun to her back to actually firing shots at her home. It just continued to escalate and escalate.
Police say one man is in custody in connection with the shooting of a teenage girl on Shoup Avenue Tuesday afternoon. Good evening, I'm Megan O'Rourke.
And I'm Adam Merrill. That victim has been identified as 17-year-old LaShonda Childs of Dayton. Fox 45's Rachel Aragon live with more on the suspect and those who knew Childs. Rachel.
And police initially called to this street yesterday afternoon for a report of a protection order violation. Shortly thereafter, witnesses telling me they heard gunshots and a woman screaming.
It was shocking. It was real surprising. I never expected that to happen.
Devin Harris is in disbelief to hear his ex-girlfriend, LaShonda Childs, died after Tuesday's shooting on Shoup Avenue.
Yeah, it hurt. It's too young to go like that too soon.
Crews were called to Shoup Avenue to investigate a report of a temporary protective order violation. Shortly after, officials found out a woman injured at the scene was taken to Grandview Medical Center to be treated for injuries.
They closed the whole alley down the street.
Witnesses say they heard several gunshots around 2 Tuesday afternoon. The suspect, 28-year-old Trendell Goodwin, has been arrested and charged with felonious assault. Those charges expected to be upgraded.
LaShonda Childs' mother says that her daughter was in a car with her teenage boyfriend after agreeing to meet Goodwin. They were against the far curb here and parked in front of that house that you're looking at now. They were hoping he would agree to leave her alone and go his own way. Instead, he's accused of making good on threats he'd allegedly made many times.
Here it is, October. He killed her like he said he was.
Nina Childs agreed to speak to me off camera, too distraught over her daughter's death to do more, but also determined to get the facts about her daughter out.
He actually lured them over there to talk.
Childs said her daughter hoped to be free of a man that terrorized her for the last year. She says LaShonda dated Trendell Goodwin a couple times in September of last year, but he told her he was just 20 years old. Childs says her daughter told her Goodwin turned her life into a nightmare with controlling, abusive behavior.
He made me walk from our house to his house with a gun pointed at my back. She said I was scared for my life as well as my family's life.
This grieving mother says Goodwin stole several phones from LaShonda. He would call and text her nonstop, also constantly calling her mother, even calling LaShonda's brother.
You know, she was like really in the process of leaving this time, but you know, it was basically a fatal attraction.
Dayton police responded to the scene of the shooting here on Shoup Avenue. Childs' mother says her daughter was shot while sitting in a car. Police also went to Grandview Hospital after LaShonda's current boyfriend drove her there immediately after the shooting, but she could not be saved.
Yeah, I've seen her in the hospital before, but nothing like that. Nothing at all like that, no.
And it's something that will be devastating for the rest of my life.
LaShonda Childs would have been 18 in just 2 days this Friday.
Goodwin's victim and ex-girlfriend posted his social media several times before her death, sharing that she was afraid of her abuser, Goodwin. Now, the YWCA of Dayton is working to make sure that others like LaShonda Childs can be protected by law from their abusers.
He still has some life left to live.
29-year-old Trendell Goodwin will spend 18 years to life in jail for the murder of 17-year-old LaShonda Childs. He won't be considered for parole until 2038. But Childs' mother, Nina, says this can never bring back her daughter.
My daughter no longer have a voice that we can hear.
But it never fully closed the wound. We still have a lot of information that we don't know what happened.
Before her death, LaShonda posted to social media about how scared she was of Goodwin, her ex-boyfriend. She even had a restraining order against him, but it didn't save her life.
When you have that really, really high risk of violence and death, sometimes it's still not enough.
For YWCA Grant and Advocacy Manager Sarah Wolfknight, this story is all too common.
Unfortunately, LaShonda's situation was not unique, and that many women every day in this country are killed in domestic violence situations because there are firearms present. So we're working really closely with our legislators.
Child's family says they'll have to carry on as best they can, but they'll never forget LaShonda.
Just trying to move on, live a normal life, you know. We still think about it all the time.
My heart truly goes out to LaShonda's family and friends. I am so happy that justice was served in this case and that LaShonda can rest in peace. If you are experiencing domestic violence in your relationship, please get out. Use the quickest, fastest way possible and do not turn back. Turning back can cost you your life. Stay safe, loves. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell.